Rivka, I'm not ready to let go of this yet. It just seems like a huge trade, in a sense. Trading a successful career and a future that seems like the world was your oyster in the field of performing arts. And you actually chose to abandon it.
I mean, I didn't choose to abandon performing arts. I chose to abandon performing arts in that lifestyle, in a secular lifestyle. Part of me didn't feel comfortable being judged on those levels. And now that I am doing it on my own terms, and thank God getting a great response for it, I just feel much more comfortable. I feel like it's more true.
Well, what does it mean now when you say performing on my own terms?
Right.
How is it different? I mean, you mentioned not performing for a male audience.
Right.
So, I mean, that's one difference. How is it different when you say you're performing on your own terms?
I mean, the content is different.
How so?
I mean, it's more spiritual. I mean, we all know the focus of our worlds today, and I didn't feel comfortable being that type of person.
You still sing?
I still sing. I still act.
You still act? You still dance?
I still dance. I'm involved in a great production coming up. I'm involved in
a women-only
production to play. I'm involved in a group called Kolenu. We're a women's only group. We do performances. Did a big concert this past March where I sang and I danced. And I do Neshama Theatre Troupe with the girls, so where I write and I direct. So I have all my outlets in my life right now.
Now, is performance, though, when it's to a women-only audience, visuals don't matter, externality doesn't matter? I mean, you're beautiful, you're made up as actresses. I mean, surely these things matter.
Oh, they matter. It's just a matter of, I feel like as women we can see each other on a deeper level than that, right? Yeah.
Do you think women actually always do? Aren't there so many other things? No.
No, to be honest. I'm sure we all judge each other even though we shouldn't. But, I mean, we get to be ourselves. And when we got together for this past concert in March, and I got up on stage and the first sentence of my song came out of my mouth and the girls just cheered. And in between segments, they were all singing and cheering. It's just a very, like a family feeling, you know, a very comforting, safe feeling.
I'm going to use a word that may cause a certain reaction, but, you know, it reminds me of the way women in the feminist movement would talk about the sisterhood of women, right? That we have a bond now. Given your world, which is a Torah world, and when I use that comparison, are you comfortable with that?
I mean, yeah. I mean, you know what, feminism, we're all women, and we really feel comfortable opening up with the arts. And I think the reason why they're all there, the performers are on the stage with me, is because that's the medium that we use to get close to each other. Other women have different ways of getting close to each other. People who are involved in these type of projects are very artistic and use that outlet to express themselves.
It's a fairly new phenomenon, isn't it, that in the, you know, I'm not even going to use the word Orthodox community because that's not monolithic either, and there are women who lead an Orthodox lifestyle who are comfortable with a mixed audience or who will attend performances with a mixed audience, but in a Torah lifestyle, as you define yourself. Is it a fairly recent phenomenon that women are performing with women and for women in the arts? You know, I don't recall this prevalence earlier on.
I mean, when I came from, I knew that few singers out there. I knew that there were some concerts here and there, but it's really taken off, and there's just a lot more opportunities now.
What do you think made the difference? Because surely this has to be sanctioned by religious authorities. I mean,
right.
You know, these are women who will seek rabbinic agreement
100%.
With these elements of their lifestyle. So why has this become acceptable? How did this happen?
I think we are, you know, living with the world we're in today. And young girls need, and women in general, a way to express themselves. And it's okay to dance, and it's okay to sing, and it's okay to move, and it's okay to enjoy all these things and be outspoken and be enthusiastic and have these types of personalities, as long as you do it according to Torah. There's always a kosher way to do something. Someone always told me that, and that's what I kept with me until I was able to find that way.
It's much more physical, I think, though, than people would associate with the Torah lifestyle, which is really dedicated to family and learning. Modesty is so important, and there's something about this that strikes one as very physical. So, I mean, are women embracing this? Are they reluctant? I mean,
some women are still a little reluctant. They're concerned that it may cross a certain line, but we try our hardest that it doesn't. And a lot more women, a lot more children are just getting involved and really, really enjoying it.
Well, we're gonna talk to some of your students at the Neshama Theatre. So tell me a little bit about how this began. I mean, this is the only or first
The first in Toronto.
theater in Toronto for observant girls, right? That is girls only. Is that a correct description?
Yes.
I'm just, reading from and how did you come to this? You created it.
I did. I mean, after I had my first child and I had nothing to do at home, I said, this is the perfect time to think about how I can bring the arts back into my life. And it just clicked with me. I mean, I did this growing up. I did it with Characters Theatre Troupe, which is really well known here in Toronto, and I loved it.
You went to theater schools.
I went to the theatre troupe, and I thought, what better way to bring it back into my life than work with children, which I love doing, and directing and doing plays, which I also love to do.
Was this an uphill battle when you started out? I mean, there was nothing like this.
A lot of questions. I definitely had to get a Rev behind me, and I definitely had to, make a really good schedule and plan for the camp to show them, that everything's going to go according to Torah laws. And the first year there was a success, a big success.
How many girls did you have the first year?
I had 38 girls.
The first year?
First year, yeah.
So it wasn't that hard to recruit them if you had that many.
No. I mean, the need was out there. They're thirsty for this kind of...
Well, it was their mothers you had to convince, right?
True. But the daughters need to be interested, and they were interested. And so excited to be a part of it.
What's the age group?
Age 7 to 13.
Well, our first guest is going to be Shoshana, who is on the older side, right? So we're going to take a break, and we're going to talk to Shoshana when we come back.